Hi everyone, welcome back. It's been about 4 weeks, I think, since I've filmed one of these social isolation get ready with me's. I have no idea what week it is. I haven't been keeping track. There's been some things going on that I'll talk about in the video that not prevented me from filming, but I just frankly didn't want to. So I'm trying to get back into it. Today we're going to be using the Kat Von D Metal Matte Palette. At the start of the sort of holiday season, I wanted to get through all of the holiday palettes, like limited edition holiday palettes that I had in my collection. We're past the holidays now, so I'm not really sure what to do, but I did want to pull this out today because I was feeling kind of like a blue moment with this. So I want to use some of the like deeper blues over here with some of the silvers. So let's dive right in and let me tell you what I've been up to. If you follow me on Instagram stories, some of this is going to be repetition, but not everybody does. So I just want to give a recap on what's been going on. I think it was almost exactly 4 weeks ago that we took one of our cats into the vet. So that would be my cat, Nemo. I mean, we have 2 cats and they're both ours, but he's like more specifically mine, if you know what I mean. Everybody's got their like specific animal in their family. So they were due their regular checkup in December, so that was gonna happen anyway. But a few days before their checkup, Nemo was starting to act a little bit different. And I honestly didn't notice much of a change, but my husband really picked up on it and was like, you know, we should get him into the vet a little bit sooner because he's acting a little bit lethargic and not like himself. I just thought it was a mood, frankly. Took him in, and they're like, okay, so what's going on? And also with COVID, you send your pet in, but you have to stay outside and then talk to the vet on the phone. So that's awkward as it is. We're like, oh, he's drinking a lot. He's barfing a little bit, but like he's always been, you know, those cats that just eat too much food and then throw up all the time because they basically chow down too fast and their stomach can't handle it. That's Nemo. Okay. He's always been like that. So I didn't think it was weird that he was throwing up because he's always thrown up. For a reference, he's 12 years old. And they're like, well, after we explain that, they're like, well, he's severely dehydrated and, something about his bladder was like super full. And we're like, okay, well, that's strange. What can you do? So they're like, well, we have to keep him overnight, first of all, because he's so dehydrated that we have to put him on IV. And I was like, okay, I wasn't expecting that. And it just honestly, downward frickin' spiral from there. He went through, okay, I don't even know where to start with this because so much happened. He stayed 4 overnights at the vet on fluids. So 4 nights, 5 days. It's easier to talk about this now because it's not 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago, I was bawling continuously and so scared. So some of the emotion, thankfully, is a little bit pulled out of me at this point because I've run the gamut of it. But, they were like, he has stage 4 kidney disease. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So they had done ultrasounds, blood tests, x-rays, more than 1 blood test for sure. He's had at least 4 or 5 in the last month. And I was like, what are you talking about? I bring this cat in every year for his yearly checkup. You do his blood work every year because I want to know that he is okay. And they're like, I think they said that it was acute kidney disease. So it happened rather rapidly. It's not something chronic. It's not something that he's had forever. It just happened suddenly from something. And I was like, broken, essentially, because this cat means the absolute world to me. He's my first cat. I've never had to deal with the loss of an animal before. So I don't know what to do, frankly. I'll get to the makeup in a minute. I guess I'm going to tell the story first. So it turns out he has stage 4 kidney disease, which is kidney failure, which is horrible wording, because it basically made me feel like he was about to die. And they're like, no, it's reversible. Sort of. Like, what do you mean reversible? Like, kidney failure does not mean like you reverse the failure. Like, I don't understand. Anyway, so there's so much information to divulge. I don't even know. I have a list of things I'm trying to talk about in front of me because like I couldn't keep track of any of this in my head. So he has kidney stones. There's potential for kidney problems high up in the kidneys. They don't do surgery on kidney stones because it's too risky. But with medication and giving him sub-Q fluids daily, we have to put a needle in our cat daily to give him subcutaneous fluids. Like, how? He's taking it pretty well, but it was rough for the first few days. He kept jumping out of our arms. Anyway, This is so rambling. I'm so sorry if somebody wanted a logical story. They're not going to get it. We have managed to take his stage 4 kidney disease down to an early stage 3, which is good. All of his levels have dropped significantly. He is on special food, not painkillers anymore, the sub-Q fluids. He's got medication he's taking like 4 times a day. It has been stressful, and I couldn't bring myself to come on camera and talk about it because it just broke my heart. He is doing fine now. He's acting far more normal. He's doing all the things I would have expected him to do before. So he doesn't seem to be in pain, which is the major thing that I'm concerned about. I cannot stand when owners keep their pets around if they're in serious pain, like the animal is in serious pain, just for their own sake, because like that's not fair. I don't want to pump him full of drugs and have him, you know, be in debilitating pain just for my sense of comfort. So they've assured me that he's not in pain. If there is any pain, it is super mild. He's acting normal. But yeah, he has kidney disease, and we're still working through all the things that we need to do for him. I don't know what his lifespan is at this point. I mean, he's 12, but he's not like 20, you know what I mean? Which is kind of where I wanted him to live to. So I don't know. We are still working through it. It's still scary. We give him sub-Q fluids every day. And let me tell you, thank heavens my husband is able to do that. I hold his little face and talk to him nicely. But my husband is the one who's putting the needle in him, because I would do it if I had to, but I would really struggle with doing that to him. Anyway, you do what you have to do, right? But it's been challenging. And I know not everybody cares about pets and probably doesn't necessarily understand how this can be so emotionally draining, but dude, it's been rough. Like, I have been eating and drinking my feelings. My sleep schedule has gone to hell. I'm literally trying to bring it back within the last week. I've just felt like utter and complete garbage. And sleep is probably the largest contributor to that. If you don't get enough sleep, it's hell on wheels. So I'm trying to refix my sleeping schedule, try to bring my eating back in line, because it's been garbage lately, and get back into exercising, because it's just been 2020 sucked, and 2021, honestly, I don't think is going to be any better. Okay, that's the latest about my cat. Let me get actually into the makeup. Thank you for listening if you made it this far. Okay, what do I want to start with today? Again, like I said, I want to do something with the blues, but I need some sort of transition color, so I'm going to take suede over here. So the reason I say 2021 is not going to be any better is because the COVID cases are just through the roof again. Ontario and Toronto just keep going in and out of quarantine, or what are they calling it? I don't even know what it is now. Basically locking down things now again that they should have done months ago. I'm so sick of the back and forth on this. We just need to shut everything down and be done with it and like wait it out, because we're at almost the year marker here and things are not better. Yes, there's a vaccine coming out. The distribution, I believe, of the vaccine has been decent, but the delivery to actual people has not been good enough. I'm very eager to get this vaccine, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to get it. Is it going to be September of this year? Who knows? That could be another 9 months out. Okay, that was very pale transition color. Okay, to start this off, I think I'm going to take Ignite here and put that all over the lid. Oh yeah, I saw another note here about my cat. So they had to shave his belly for to do the ultrasound. And he came back with like nothing on his stomach, right? But it's so soft. It is so soft. It's like peach fuzz, and it's just the softest thing ever. The hair's growing back in now because it's been like 4 weeks, but oh, it's so soft. I mean, he's a soft cat to begin with, but that peach fuzz belly, it's so nice. So continuing with 2021, I rebooked our flights to Norway for September this year. I had until December 31st to rebook it from last year because I had to cancel it, obviously. And I was like, hey, but I don't really know if anything's going to be safe to travel in 2021. But if I didn't do it, I lost the money, so I might as well book it anyway. And who knows, we'll see. Maybe they'll extend it later on. But yeah, I'm not... hopeful for 2021, honestly. A lot of people were like, woo, 2020 is over, time to start fresh. I'm like, there's nothing to start fresh with here. We're still in the middle of a pandemic. It's not getting better. People are still being absolute idiots. What's there to look forward to? And I think that's the thing that I'm really struggling with right now, is that there is nothing to look forward to. Sure, like 5 years from now, we'll be doing normal things, I hope. But at this moment in time, we have no end date for when all of this nonsense will actually come to a close. The problem feels infinite and just like never ending. And no one has any answers for this, but that's the part that I'm really struggling with. Okay, beside Ignite, I'm gonna take Watt over here and put that beside it. The other thing I'm trying to figure out what to do is with this channel. I love filming, I love editing, I love uploading to YouTube, and I still love makeup dearly, but there's no point in buying it right now because I only wear it once a week really for videos. And honestly, I don't know about you guys, but all of the makeup launches lately are just like pure trash, like absolute garbage. Did you guys see MAC launch or previewed their Sims collection? So it's a blue packaged palette, I think just the cardboard, and when you open it up, it's a bunch of neutral shades. It's the most boring thing I've ever seen, and then somebody uncovered the fact that it was an identical palette that was launched in another release that was not related to The Sims like 3 years ago. So the palette is just essentially a rehash with a branding tag on it. And it didn't even correlate to what they were referencing. Like The Sims, I would think like, you know, like the green little, you can't see my top of my head, little thing that sits at the top of their head, you know, some blue for the logo, something like that. No, this was just a whole bunch of neutrals. It was so friggin' weird. So there was that, and then what else did I see? I don't know, maybe just a whole load of nothing. I just don't feel like people are being creative right now, and or they're not launching things because there's no point. The makeup market has to be down right now. Okay, I'm going into Nebula right here. I'm just putting that beside, what was that, Watt? So like, I know people are still interested in seeing like old palettes and stuff like that. I don't know what the interest is right now on new launches is like, because I haven't really done that in quite a while. I can't review anything. I don't wear foundation at home. I don't wear any makeup at home. So I've never really enjoyed first impressions either because they don't really provide a long-lasting idea of the product. So I'm a little bit at a loss as to what to do. I think I've been incorporating a little bit more lifestyle content into some of these videos, but again, without much of a life happening right now, how interesting is that? Oh, the fallout from this, whew. Okay, I'll clean up the fallout in a bit, but for the outer corner and through the crease, I'm going to take Velour here on a very dirty brush. I haven't cleaned anything in months. I'm going to put that on the outer corner and drag it through the crease. I've been watching a lot of TV lately. There's been quite a few launches on Netflix that kind of drew me in. One thing I do not recommend, though, is something called Tiny Pretty Things. I initially put it on because I really like anything that's ballet oriented in terms of TV. It just really, I don't know, I find it beautiful. But the storylines were so bad. So bad. It was just overly dramatic, not well done, like, ugh. I watched the whole thing through just hoping that there would be some payoff for the ending, and it basically kind of let off on a bit of a cliffhanger, and I was like, no, I'm done. I'm not going to watch a second season if they should ever produce one. I also watched Bridgerton. I think that's how you pronounce it? Bridgerton? Something like that. It's set in like the 1800s England during the Regency era, which I don't know anything about, but apparently it's all parties and sex. And I was a little bit skeptical because I'm not huge on period pieces, and I figured it was going to be very just insipid. Honestly, it kind of is, but it is so enjoyable. I would recommend that to people who are looking for something romantic and sweet and lighthearted, and just, it was really enjoyable. I really liked it. There's a lot more sex in it than I was expecting, that's for sure, but it was a lot of fun to watch. And that lead actor, I don't know his name, Oh, he is very attractive. The girl is cute too, but she seems so young in comparison to them. Like, she looks like she's like 12 or 14 years old. I had to look her up because he looks like, I don't know, 30s. And I was like, is it appropriate for them to be having like on-screen sex? Like, I don't know if this is right. Turns out she's 25, thankfully, but she looks very young. And for the I was debating doing this, but I think I'm gonna go ahead. For the very outer corner of the eye, I'm gonna take Jet just a little bit, and put that right there just to deepen it up. The other thing I just started rewatching is Dawson's Creek. I don't think I've watched it since the original airings back in like, I don't know, 98 through whenever. So it's been a long time. I never finished the series, so I'm kind of curious to rewatch it and see how it actually ends. But in watching the first season, I feel a lot differently about a lot of things. First of all, Dawson is a horrible person, frankly. He is like, I think he's trying to be a nice person, or at least he's genuine, I feel, but like, he does all the wrong things. He demands things of people that are just ridiculous and almost never apologizes for some of his poor behavior. And I'm just like, he doesn't come across as like a bad person, but at the same time I'm like, you're not a good person either. And it's funny how the storyline kind of like focuses on how he's not getting certain things out of life, but his demands towards people are just unreasonable. Like him trying to film when he first had his first kiss with Jen. Like, how did you think that filming something like that was going to be okay? Like, what's wrong with you? And then the whole thing about Pacey sleeping with the high school teacher. I don't remember thinking much about it at the time. I'm like, yeah, whatever. The way it played out was just so not, well, we all know it's inappropriate for a 15 or 16-year-old to sleep with a teacher, but like, I don't know what they were thinking by doing that. And also, they tried to play off that she was 35 years old, and I was like, absolutely not. Like, there is no way that woman is 35. 45 maybe, because I'm 37, and maybe this sounds ridiculous, but I know I look younger than her. Like, absolutely, I look younger than her. What else was there? But I mean, I guess part of the problem is the fact that all of the actors playing these teenagers are like 22 to 27 years old, right? So they are significantly older, which was just a thing back in the 90s. We always had like these actual adults playing teenagers. And now I feel like shows are more consistently putting teenagers in teenage roles, which is good. But it's weird how my era sort of grew up expecting all of us to look like adults when we're in our teens. It's kind of strange. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like, as a show, did the same thing. The only person who was actually young enough at the time-ish was Sarah Michelle Gellar, because she was 19, I believe, when she was playing 16-year-old Buffy. But the rest of the cast, like, Charisma Carpenter, who played Cordelia Chase, was 27 years old when we started filming. Like, that's a gap. Okay, time to clean up this fallout, because that's driving me nuts. For my brow bone highlight shade, I'm just taking Bone. Wow, that looks almost white on camera. It's closer to my skin tone than it is a white color. So for the liner, I'm using my Physicians Formula Ultra Booster, Eye Booster in Ultra Black. There we go. Okay, let's move on to the face, and then we'll come back and finish up the eyes afterwards. Keeping it really simple, just using my Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation in the shade 51 Light Vanilla. So we had a pretty quiet Christmas here. We didn't go anywhere. No one should be going anywhere. Geez, I'm gonna go on another rant about this again. But, oh well, here we go. I read something recently that said that people are not aware about how angry the people that are staying in isolation and not associating with anybody, not seeing friends, not seeing family, not traveling anywhere, that the people that are doing that, staying at home all the time, are becoming increasingly full of rage at the people that are going out and doing whatever the heck they want, whenever they want. And when I read that, I think it was an article, I don't really remember where, I was like, yeah, that hits home, because I'm becoming more and more angry at the people that are just doing whatever they want. And that includes people in my own family. I found out that my brother, who lives in the Netherlands, has a girlfriend in France and was visiting her. And then they were going to like a party in Switzerland for New Year's Eve where there's like 16 people. What the hell are you doing? Why? Found out one of my cousins who just had a kid went to Christmas get together with I think her husband's side of the family, and she caught COVID. I try not to swear on this channel, but I can't help myself now. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are these people doing? Why do they think it's okay? And as I'm sitting here at home for my 10th month, not talking to people, not seeing my family, not traveling, these people are doing whatever they want, and it's prolonging the fact that COVID is around. And it just, I don't know, that article really hit home about the rage that people who are following the rules are just experiencing because they're watching everybody out there just do whatever the hell they want. And it's infuriating. It is absolutely maddening and infuriating because I want to get out of this. And I'm watching my own family members do stupid things. Okay, moving on. So yeah, Christmas was quiet. We stayed at home. We didn't go anywhere. We didn't do anything. And honestly, everything that was happening with Nemo was probably a good thing anyway, because normally we travel to either Ottawa or Wisconsin for the holidays to see both our sides of the family. But this year, we just obviously decided not to go anywhere. Okay, foundation on. What did I pull up for bronzer? Oh yeah, okay, Body Shop's Honey Bronzer. Probably the most exciting thing that happened over the holidays, I guess you could say, is that I had my husband cut my hair. It's so long now, like it's just like long. And the ends were getting disgusting. Like just get out of the shower and they're knotty and tangled everywhere. So I was like, look, it's so long. I don't really have a hairstyle anymore. I just need the bottoms like snipped straight across. But the look he gave me when I was like, hey, you're cutting my hair today was like, but it was funny. I just had like I just literally pulled all my hair to the back when it was wet, brushed it out, was like, look, just cut straight across. Like that's all you got to do. And we're only taking like an inch off. It's not that big of a deal. So I did that, and then I tried to like give myself a few layers in the front just to like ease up some of the gross dead ends that were sort of layered in the front. And it's fine, honestly. People make such a big deal out of haircuts, but it's hair, it regrows. And when your hair is this long anyway, you don't have a hairstyle, you just have hair. So getting rid of some of that weight and nasty ends was kind of nice. And it's not like I'm seeing anybody anyway, so it doesn't really matter what my hair looks like. Okay, bronzer on for blush. I'm going to be using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Trio. They have these as single though, so not a big deal. You know, I think I'm going to go in with this one here, which is Incandescent Electra. Oh, I love these colors. They're also kind of foolproof too, because they're mixed with like a powder in here. You have less of a chance of going too heavy-handed. And then for highlighter, I want to pull out something I haven't used in an awfully long time. This is the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops, and this is in the shade Halo. I never think to pull out liquid highlighters. Does this need a shake at this point? Probably, because it's kind of old. And I love this dropper style mechanism. Does anybody actually use the dropper? No, I end up like taking the dropper and just like doing that on my hand. So this is a bluish purple tinted highlighter. Kind of hard to see the color on camera. I'm just going to take my finger and tap it onto my face. It's funny, it's not a subtle color because it is bluish tinted, but it does have a tendency to sink into the skin quite well, which is nice because it's so tongue-tied. It means that it has a chance of looking a little bit more seamless. Okay, face is done. Let's finish up the eyes. I'm going to take this Makeup Forever Aqua Resist Color Pencil. It's in the shade Deep Sea. Put that on my waterline. Then I'm taking Velour and smudging that along the lower lash line. And then to highlight the inner corner of the eye, I'm going to go in with Tinsel, which is it looks quite chunky. I don't really remember using this shade too much. Let's see how it goes. Put that right there. Ooh, that's quite, considering how chunky it looks in the pan, I wasn't expecting it to have a lot of color pay off. It's been a while since I've used this palette. And then just dragging that down here a little bit. Okay, for mascara, I'm going to be using the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. Still using my mini of this. I should probably replace it at some point. I'll put on some false lashes. Today I'm using the Creme de la Creme Au Naturel Too Fabulous to Care lashes. I'll put on my brows, then I'll be right back. Okay, for lips, I'm kind of debating between two colors. They're both Maybelline Matte Inks, but I'm not... Ooh, now that I look at my camera, I think this one's going to be better. Alright, so this one is Loyalist. Oh good, it's not as pale as the packaging. So that's going to be it for this video. Bit of an update on what's been going on in my life over the last 4 weeks or so, because I think it's been 4 weeks since I've filmed, or something like that. Anyway, I do like the Kat Von D Metal Matte palette. I was happy to pull this back out again. This blue look is very me, so I'm quite pleased with that. And the lips, they do work. I'm happy about that as well. So the intent from here is to continue filming videos. I've never taken a break like this before. In the 5 years I think I've been filming YouTube videos, I've never taken a 4-week break. So yeah, just so you know, I'm going to continue the chatty ones. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with the other video every week because, again, like I've said, the makeup launches lately have been garbage and I just don't really see the point in buying a lot of it right now. So anyway, we'll see what happens, but the chatty ones are here to stay for sure. So that's going to be it for this video today. Thanks for listening to me ramble on. Yeah, hopefully the update about Nemo was semi-interesting. I don't know, it's kind of just depressing overall. Okay, let me end this. Thanks for joining me today. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye.